Hello everyone, welcome back. I know what you're thinking. Yippee, we're making more tier list videos. So, this is gonna be a series of videos because I wanted to do a tier list of every single Pokemon, but I've realized that's probably gonna be a very long video. So, I rather split it up into their typings. Now, I know some Pokemon are dual type, right? And for that, they're gonna appear in two different videos, right? For their different types. For example, this Pidgey here. Pidgey, as a normal type, is about C tier, but obviously, as a flying type, Pidgey's not really C tier and maybe even B tier. So that's how it's gonna go. That's gonna be within their respective type that I'm tier listing that day because clearly some Pokemon sway more to one of their typings than the other. This is a bird. It's clearly more flying than normal. So that's how we're gonna be doing it. Today we're doing all normal types. So let's get into it. So Pidgey is C tier. Pidgeotto, I'll put Pidgeotto C tier as well. Pidgeot can go B tier. Now this does have all the forms, Mega Evolution and Gigantamax. So we have Mega Pidgeot, which I'll put in A tier. We have Rattata, C tier as well. Galarian, I'm not a big fan of the mustache. I know probably throw him up to B. Some of you guys would, but nah. C tier. I'm seeing a lot. I'm gonna probably have a lot of C tiers. Raticate and Galarian Raticate C tier. Actually, I'll put Galarian Raticate to B tier because of the cheeks. Sparrow's D tier. Spearow is gonna be C tier. Ooh, the Jigglypuff line. Igglybuff is gonna go A tier. Jigglypuff will go B tier, and Wigglytuff will probably go A tier as well. No, let's put Jigglypuff up there. Yeah, I think that looks better to me. Meowth, oh man, Meowth, B tier. Gigantamax Meowth, oh man, gotta go A tier, right? Persian, I'm not a super huge fan of Persian. I'll put Persian in C tier. Farfetch, I'll put Farfetch in B tier. Doduo and Dodrio. Doduo. So Doduo, I'll probably put D tier, but Dodrio will probably go B tier because of Tri Attack, right? Lickitung and Licky Licky. I think both of these guys go A tier. Happini and the Chansey line. The Chansey line is another big one. Blissey, 100%. I think Blissey goes S tier. Chansey can go A tier, and Igglybuff will go C tier. Kangaskhan and Mega Kangaskhan. Mega Kangaskhan was an absolute unit when it was out, so I'll put it there. And Kangaskhan will be C tier. Tauros, Kanto Tauros, go D tier. Ditto has to go S tier, right? Eevee will go A tier. I know Eevee had a different spot in my Eevee evolution tier list, but we're counting it as a normal type here. Gigantamax will go A tier as well. Actually, I'll put Eevee back down to B. Porygon line is a big one. Uh, Regular Porygon is A. Porygon 2 is gonna be A as well, and Porygon Z will go A. Oh man, I don't know about that. Let's drop Porygon to B and Porygon 2 to B as well. I like that a little more. Snorlax is A tier Pokemon. Gigantamax Snorlax is S tier. I love the way it looks. Sentret will go D tier. Furret will go A tier. Hoot Hoot and Noctowl. Hoot Hoot will go D tier. Noctowl also D tier. I'm not a big fan of that line. Apom. I'll put Apom B tier. Girafarig and Farigiraf. Now I know these are like fan favorites of some people, but not me. Girafarig's D tier, Farigiraf C tier. Dunsparce. So they did add Dunsparce's evolution, right? So we'll go from the best, right? 3 segment has to go A. 2 segment F. And regular Dunsparce F. We'll flip these around. Okay. Teddiursa's line is kind of wild here. I'm gonna put Teddiursa at B tier. Regular Ursaring at D tier. Ursaluna regular is gonna go A tier, and Blood Moon's gonna go S tier. And I'm gonna explain in a little bit. Teddiursa, base Pokemon. Ursaring is kind of bad, but you know what? I'm gonna put it up to C tier. Kind of bad in comparison to these other two. There's no reason. Like Ursaluna is so strong that A tier is actually like bad. Like I feel like Ursaluna can also go S tier, but Blood Moon Ursaluna is actually a unit. So that one stays S tier. I like this. They competitively, battle wise, these are two strong Pokemon. Stantler. Ooh, D tier Pokemon. Smeargle is also S tier. The ability to copy moves is just, it's crazy. Miltank, A tier. No, B tier. Zigzagoon, B tier. Galarian, I like it, A tier. Liloon, D tier. Galarian, B tier. Obstagoon, I think that's its name, A tier. Talo, I like Talo. Talo will go B tier, and Swellow will A tier. I do like the way this bird Pokemon looks. The Slackoth line, oh man, we're getting into some. These are kind of, I like regular. I like the first evolution Slackoth. Vigoroth, not really. Vigoroth's kind of ugly. We'll put them both in F tier. Wishmer, Exploud, and or Loudred and Exploud. Exploud is A tier. Loudred is C tier, and Wishmer is F tier. Azurill. See, like Azurill clearly a water type, but actually Azurill isn't a water type. So it's kind of weird, right? And I'll put that in C tier. No, it's a cute Pokemon. We'll put it in B tier. Skitty and Delcatty, they kind of like these Pokemon like fell off. They kind of don't do anything and kind of never appeared anywhere else. It's a very rare Pokemon to get in the game and not very good in either way. But Skitty is cute, so I'll put Skitty in B tier, and Delcatty will probably go D tier. Spinda got lost to time, man. I remember Spinda was like this rare Pokemon, you know, like you can never get the same pattern of Spinda. And Spinda just hasn't ever gone anywhere else. It's just stayed there. So kind of sad, but since Spinda's never been in like, I don't even think Spinda's in a Switch game. I think it's actually in BDSP, but we'll put it in F tier because cool Pokemon, but like it's nowhere. Swablu. Swablu is A tier. Zangoose, D tier. Cast form, B tier. Kelsey also got kind of lost somewhere. Put Kelsey in C tier. I still think it's a nice Pokemon. The Starly line. Staraptor is gonna go A tier. Starivia is gonna go C tier, and Starly will also go C tier. Bidoof is A tier. Bibarel is B tier. Ambipom, probably B tier along with Apom. Ooh boy, I know what you see next here. Baneri, B tier. Lopunny, S tier. Megalopunny, yo. Oh. Glameow, C tier. Perugly, C tier. Nah, I like Perugly more. We're gonna run out of space here. Let's put Perugly in B tier. Chatot. Chatot, kind of lame Pokemon. D. Munchlax. I'll put Munchlax in B tier as well. Regigigas. Okay, here we go. Regigigas, its ability makes it F tier, but its design and everything kind of bring it up. So I'm gonna put it A tier. Arceus has to go S tier, but yeah, I'll put it S tier. Yeah, it's a good Pokemon. Trat F tier, Watchog F tier, slowly because their eyes freak me out. They're terrible, ugly eyes. Little Pup C tier. The whole Stoutline can go up to B tier, but these two. Oh, Pidov's line. Pidove actually kind of gross. D tier. We're running out of space here. Was it Tranquil? I think. Go C tier. Unpheasant, but the male. I think this is the male one. We'll go A tier, and the female one is gonna go D tier as well. That is not a nice Pokemon. It looks like a turkey. Audino, B tier. Mega Audino, I like its design, so it's gonna go A tier. And we have to scroll now for these. Hisuian Zora is a big favorite, and I like it. It's A tier. Same with Zoroark, Hisuian. It's a very nice Pokemon. It goes A tier. Minchino and Chinchino or something like that. I forget how you say them. Both B tier. Yeah, they're both B tier. Cute Pokemon, but nothing really else going for them. Then we have all the Deerlings and all the Shawsbucks. Now, believe it or not, I actually rate the Deerlings differently. I think the pink Deerling is the cutest and goes A tier. I think these other ones are kind of mid. I think they all kind of go D tier. I don't like the colors of them very much. Shawsbuck is kind of hard for me to decide because the snow version or the winter version is nice, and I'll put the winter version in B tier. I believe this is spring. Spring, I do like A tier, and I do like this one for A tier as well. Summer, autumn is around B tier as well. I think that's good. That's a good placement. Buffalant, kind of not that great. I'll put Buffalant in C tier. Rufflet, go B tier. Braviary, A tier. Meloetta, S tier. Meloetta, the other form, I think it's Aria form, S tier as well. Baneri, oh no, Baneri. Baneri can go D tier, but Diggersby goes F tier. That is an ugly Pokemon. I don't care what you say. It's ugly. Fletchling is actually one of my favorite. bird types or bird Pokemon from the all of them. So Fletchling goes A tier. Uh Pyroar and Litten. Litten C tier. Pyroar male B tier and female also C tier, I think. Just a different design. All the Furfros. Wow. This is gonna take a lot. Based Furfro has to go C tier, right? Because there's no design on it. I don't know what any of these are called. I think this is Debutante, and I think this is Pharaoh. Or is this Pharaoh? One of these is Pharaoh. I think this is Pharaoh. I don't know. This orange one. I don't like that. It looks kind of weird. Let's go D tier with that one. The heart one, I'm gonna put it at C tier as well. I don't think there's that great. The star one also C tier. This one's pimpin'. This one will go. I think I'll go B tier for that one. This one I like this one a lot too. I think these two are like the fancy ones. So that's both B tier. This one goes crazy. This goes A tier. I like that one. This one's gonna go B tier. This one also B tier. And I like this one. A tier. I don't think any of them are S tier. But I like these two a lot more than the other ones. Heliolisk or Helioptile, these guys. I didn't even know these guys were normal type. Uh C tier. But this is a good example though. I think these guys go up a bit in the electric type. So but as normal, they're C tier. Pick a peck, and all these are I do like them. So Pick a peck's B tier, Trumbeak's B tier, and Toucanon is A tier. Young Goose and Gumshoos. Gumshoos is D tier for sure. I don't like it that much. I think Young Goose is in the same line though. Beware is another one. I think Beware goes B tier, and I think Stuffle goes. I actually don't like them both, but they're not bad, so I'll put them both C tier actually. Oranguru has a lot of potential, so I'm gonna put Oranguru B tier. I do like Oranguru, but eh. Sylvalian, what is it? Null something type null. Both of these are ugly. And I know people like them, but they're both ugly. It's a chimera, right? And it's just I don't like looking at it. So because of its rarity, I will not put it F tier. I'll put type null in D tier, and Sylvally is a little bit more redeeming than type null, and I'll put it in C tier. Komala, I like Komala a lot. I'll put Komala at A tier because I do like that the log changes when it's shiny. I like Komala. Drampa's another A tier. I love the design of Drampa. Ooh, Greedent and was it Scovet? Scovet will go C tier. Greedent goes A tier. I love Greedent. Greedent's such a good Pokemon. Wooloo's another A tier. And double C. Oh, the Indeedis. I think female Indeedee. I forget which one is better competitively, but I think female Indeedee. I think the Indeedees are kind of interchangeable for me, but I think female Indeedee is a little better, so I'll put it before it. Weirdier, right? I think it's Weirdier. Weirdier, B tier. Definitely an improvement from Stantler, but not too much. Lechonk, A tier. Oinkaloni male, A tier. Oinkaloni female, A tier. Nah, these two go B tier. They're interchangeable for me. I know one has a hot dog tail and one is definitely darker than the other one. I don't know. I don't I don't think one is better than the other. I think they're both the same. But Lechonk is A tier. Come on. Ooh, Tandem Mouse Hold. 3 family and 2 family. I think 3 is the rarer one. So we'll put the rarer one in A tier. We'll put the regular family in B tier and Tandem Mouse also in B tier, actually. Now, if this was shiny, I'd throw this all the way to F tier because I hate that Pokemon. Smoliv. Look, another one, right? Smoliv whole line is like, I actually like Smoliv a lot. And Arboliv, I think that's how you say it. Arboliva, whatever. They're good Pokemon, but as grass types. As normal types, I think they're kind of just C tier. All of them, actually. Yeah, I'll put them all there. Squawkabilly, I don't know why they're tiny in this picture here, but the colors for Squawkabilly kind of don't change it for me at all. I do not care for their colors. I think they're all C tier. I don't know why they're small pictures, but I think they're all C tier. I don't really see one color being better than the others like I do with the Deerlings and the other ones. So let's go with these two. Is it Graphi whatever? Shroodle. I don't like him. I don't like Shroodle. He looks ugly. And I think this Pokemon also looks ugly. I actually throw that down to F tier. Horrendous. Cyclizar, C tier. I think all of the Terraplagos has to go S tier because it is like a beautiful Pokemon, genuinely, and arguably supposed to be the best normal type because it becomes the stellar Terra type. So now I could go in between, and should I go in between and rank these by what I think the best is? I think I'll do that for only S tier and F tier because these other ones are kind of sporadic. I think I can leave these. They're all A tier. I don't see one as being better. Actually, Ursaluna is probably the best A tier because that one is close to being S tier, just competitive wise. Uh, I'll choose the best out of each, but I will make S tier, um, in its order that I think it should go. I think this. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. Actually, isn't this rune something? I forgot the name of this this form for Meloetta. But anyways, I think this is the S tier. The best A tier is Ursaluna. The best B tier. That's a bit tough. Who deserves the best B tier? Hmm. That's definitely hard. Wow, I'd actually. They're all kind of very mid. uh, I guess I'll put Porygon 2 as the best B tier. Because I didn't even think about it, but Porygon 2 does have, with the Eviolite, competitive potential. But everything else about it is a weird looking duck thing. I'd put it back to B tier. But I'll put it at the top of B tier for sure. The best C tier, I think, has to go to Arboliva, whatever his name is. Yeah, I think that's right. The best D tier, best D tier. These are hard because the lower we get, the more I realize like they're not that great. I guess type null or this guy because of its rarity, right? You only get one. Actually, let's put Silvally up here then too, right? I'll put it like that. The Silvally is rare, right? So I'll put it like that. F tier. I'll arrange F tier to how I think. So the best F tier is gonna be Slacking, then Vigoroth, then Wishmer. Spinda will go top of F. These three are tied for me for being the ugliest Pokemon ever created. But you know what? I think this is the order for the F tier. I feel rude having Spinda in F tier actually. I feel like Spinda. The only reason I put in F tier is because it doesn't. It's not in like a mainline game, right? Like they kind of just forgot about it. Like it has a cool concept that you never catch the same Spindas, right? They all have different patterns on their face and body. But like I just you can't bring it anywhere. You can't take him anywhere. You know what I mean? He's just eventually stuck in a couple of DS games and somewhere else. Like he doesn't come to the Switch. I think he is in BDSP, and I could be wrong, but come on, who's actively playing BDSP right now, right? Yeah, I'll leave him F tier. It feels rude. I'd side note, right? F tier, but an asterisk. Like he bring him to the next mainline game, and maybe he goes up. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the list. I think that is the list for the normal types. Yeah, I think we're good. That's the official normal type Pokemon tier list. Let me know what you would change, I guess. There's a lot, right? I think everybody's gonna have a very different tier list compared to me, right? Like it's crazy. But yeah, like, subscribe, all that cool stuff. Check me out on my other stuff, right? Twitch, TikTok. Um, yeah. Let me know what you change. I know for sure you guys would change something. Maybe you guys all agree on my top pick, right? And maybe you guys agree with my bottom pick. I think Diggersby is horrendous. I think this is an ugly Pokemon too. Don't get me wrong. I think the bottom three are the most ugliest Pokemon out there in normal types. And I think Diggersby, I'm pretty sure Diggersby is gonna make another appearance sometime in another list, right? This is a dual type Pokemon, I think. Also ground, I believe. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that's it. See ya.